Who are the good guys in Warhammer 40k? Well, the answer, as with everything in the 40k universe, is both simple and a lot more complicated and nuanced. The simple answer is no, there isn't. Every faction is some flavour of bad or evil, but this comes down to a matter of perspective and your definition of evil. The dictionary defines evil as no. We're not doing that. Let's just get into it. There are no good factions in the 40k universe. Each group would happily wipe out their enemies for one reason or another, be it to protect their own borders and people from an aggressor, to crush the vile Xeno scum before them, or to slake their hunger and lust for battle. The Tau, whilst arguably the closest to good, or so they would have you believe, have done many questionable things, from trickery and manipulation to the shady and downright mind-warping of their ethereal cast. And of course there's that whole mass sterilization of their human converts thing, to name but a few. Factions like the Forces of Chaos and the Drukhari may have their perceived noble goals of toppling a false god, or the continued survival of their kind, but their goals are so tainted by their actions that it's clear just where they stand on the alignment chart. And if you could ever think that the Chaos Gods or sadistic torturing of the Drukhari is good, you perhaps need to question your perspective on things. The forces of the Imperium, and similarly the Necrons, believe in their own supremacy above all else, and their right to rule the galaxy. This alone is justification for their actions and the wars that they commit against all others, and in many cases themselves. Why would you question your reasoning for scouring a planet when those upon it are below you and are not worthy of your mercy? The Imperium, of course, does take this to another level, as they will regularly kill their own people and planets for any perceived slights against the Divine Order and their righteous glory to rule. But I don't think any of us are saying that the Imperium is a good place. In the fluff of the lore, there are no good factions. Each has their own reasons and justifications for why they commit the horrific acts that they do. And in the hard crunch of the tabletop, this allows any one army to fight another, with well-placed arguments for why they're doing so. Even individual regiments of the Imperial Guard fighting each other, or Space Marine chapters going to war against a different Space Marine chapter. Less so with the things like Chaos Forces fighting each other, they're just individual war bands. Orcs just do it for the hell of it. These are easy things to justify. It's in the individual that things become more complicated. At the single and group level, there might well be people within each faction, though, in truth, maybe not every faction. Your lawful good Tyranid might be a little bit of a hard thing to stretch. Individuals may have good reasons for their actions, souls untainted by the sins of their factions. The healer who serves for the good and health of the innocent, the administratum or agri-worker who dutifully toils for the prosperity of their populace, local defence forces of all factions who serve to protect their communities with no thought of vengeance or retribution against those who would attack them. Such thoughts quickly descend into some kind of philosophical debate on the true motivation of their actions, and if they are inherently tainted by association of their faction at large. Even the most heartwarming and caring action of a salamander in giving their life to protect an innocent civilian of the Imperium is partially countered by their purging of alien races for the smallest slight against the Imperium. Ultimately, there are good individuals. There are no good guys in the 40k universe. Every faction is inherently some form of evil. But ultimately, it's the 41st millennium. There are no good guys, just a vast swirling maelstrom of good intentions, brutish savagery, and sadistic glee, embroiled in a galaxy forever torn apart by unending war.